we now have Dr. Matt Price with Price and Randall Injury Attorneys. And Dr. Matt Price, I'm so excited, man, because this effort, this project we've been working on here the last 6 or 7 weeks together, and now we get to tell everybody about Drive Safe, Boat Safe, which I know is so important to you in your line of work. So as we get right into it, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, tell us a little bit about your firm and what you guys do.
Sure. So we're a small firm in Osage Beach, and we mostly represent people in central Missouri. We have a few cases from the city, but primarily we're focused from Columbia down to Springfield over to Rolla. But the heart of it is at the Lake of the Ozarks. And we represent injured people. It's what we do, from work comp cases to traffic accidents, boat accidents. Of course, being at the lake, lots of boat accidents, lots of traffic accidents. So that's primarily where we focus. So I've been doing it for a long time at this point, a couple of decades. And I've seen about every accident you can imagine around the lake.
So you said you've been doing this a couple of decades now. Chris, when he saw you when he got here, he said, you don't look old enough to be doing this a couple of decades. But in being in this industry for around 20 years, you've seen a lot of changes, and especially lately with the impaired and distracted driving, and that's really moved you and your partner, Dwayne. And so that's kind of where all this started. So talk about what you guys are seeing on your end on the way the distracted driver has changed.
So we've seen a huge uptick in the number of distracted driving accidents and fatalities. People want to touch their cell phone. They just want to have it in their hand while they're driving. Even if you have a hands-free system, the impulse is it's hard to ignore that phone. And when you pick it up, you're distracted. And the stats are staggering on this. You're 23 times more likely to be in a serious accident if you're messing with your phone. Distracted driving kills people. So as we investigate accidents, we'll go out and pull footage from onboard cameras. We'll get computer data from the vehicles after a crash. And sometimes those reveal some really interesting facts about how people were driving, whether they were using their cell phones. And it's just heartbreaking to see some of these things that are completely preventable if people would just put their phones down. So we've taken the pledge as a law firm that we're gonna buckle up and put our phones down. And that's not just a Missouri pledge, that's gone nationwide now, but it started in Missouri. So taking the pledge means you pledge, as for us as a law firm, to put your seatbelt on and put the phone down. And so I'm encouraging other people. Part of the safety campaign is just to encourage other people to pay attention to safety and to do that. Take that pledge, make a commitment, use your hands-free system, but keep your hand off the phone. And for some reason, well, there's some type of legend, or urban legend at least in Missouri and at the Lake of the Ozarks, that you've heard somebody, you have a relative of a relative that was in an accident and they walked away from it, and a paramedic or a doctor told them, wow, if you would have been wearing your seatbelt, you would have died. But since you didn't wear your seatbelt, you walked away from this. That is a fraction of a minority of the cases. In most cases, when you're not wearing a seatbelt, you are so much more likely to be seriously injured. The way it happens is, in a lot of cases, you'll see vehicles roll. And when a vehicle rolls, what happens when you're not buckled is you're thrown up against the side or up against the top of the vehicle. Now, some vehicles, many vehicles at this point, have safety glass on the front side and even some in the rear passenger side windows. But you're thrown up against that, those can pop out and you're partially ejected. And what happens is the car rolls on you and crushes you. And I don't know how many accidents I have to go to one of the tow companies here and dig through a blood-spattered vehicle and think, why did this have to happen? You know, put your phone down, stop drinking and driving, wear your seatbelt. You can't control what other people are doing on the road, but you can control what you do. And that's the reason for the campaign.
Yeah, and that's such a strong story, and I believe that most people watching have been impacted by somebody they know or they love who has maybe been hit, injured, or unfortunately killed because of a distracted driver or being on your phone. But along with this 3 year, and it's going to be over the course of 3 years that we're rolling up our sleeves together. You guys are putting out education and messages and really showcasing why you want to put your phones down, why you want to designate a sober captain. And so not just the texting and driving and the distracted with your phone, I mean, which is huge, because I saw an AT&T report that said in Missouri, 9 out of 10 drivers are engaging in some type of smartphone activity while driving. I mean, that's frightening, right?
It's crazy. It's just crazy. Especially, we all know that when you have your phone in your hand, you're not paying as much attention. I mean, it's just common sense, but sense isn't always common nowadays.
Sure.
And so, part of this is just a reminder: do the thing you already know to do. Put your seatbelt on. Put your phone down. I think last year there were 500 deaths in Missouri due to impaired driving and failure to wear seatbelts. When you think about 500 deaths from preventable things, it's just tragic. And we do lots of car accident cases. We do lots of motorcycle accident cases. We do a lot of boat cases. And in these boat cases, there's something that's very preventable. And what it is when you're blasting down the channel and the water's rough, you got to slow down. Slow down, because these wakes that are coming off other boats, they're unpredictable.
Sure.
And so if you're going too fast, what happens is the passengers in your boat that aren't able to see those wakes as well as you as the driver, they get thrown up, they get crashed down, and you see compression fractures, especially in older people. And we've had a number of cases where the driver just wasn't paying attention, was going way too fast on the water, and their significant other, their kids, their grandkids were seriously injured from those wake incidents. So we saw that on the personal watercraft this weekend. We saw a bunch of wake-related incidents. So, preventative stuff like this is incredibly important to reduce these accident and fatality counts at the Lake of the Ozarks.
Well, Dr. Matt Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, as we embark on our 3-year Drive Safe, Boat Safe campaign. We don't want to give away too much on some of the great stuff. You're going to see some of the original content that you guys are going to be partnering with us on, but I wanted to thank you and Dwayne for allowing us as Lake TV, the local TV station here at Lake of the Ozarks, to take our boating and driving safety initiative to a whole nother level with you guys. And so we're really excited about this partnership, and we truly feel that with our hard work, placing these messages intentionally together over these next 3 years, that we can combat some of this distracted driving, some of these accidents, and eventually some of these tragic deaths that we're seeing.
Well, same to you, Will. Thank you to Lake TV for helping us get the message out. It's near and dear to our hearts. It's what we deal with every day. And we just love that we've got a local station who's engaging with this and sees the importance of it. So we appreciate you.
Awesome, my friends. Well, that is Dr. Matt Price with Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, and we are proud to partner with them on our 3-year Drive Safe, Boat Safe campaign.